I did a bunch of traveling this year. I did a Disneyland trip with the family. I went to Apple events. I did long getaways. I even did some more work travel. It was a big year for when it came to traveling. And throughout all of that, I was frustrated with my travel setup, but I fixed it all. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. I have used the 30-liter Peak Design Everyday Backpack as my travel bag for years now. The problem is, it's just too big. If you fill that thing up, it's not going to fit under an airplane seat as your carry-on bag. It's just too big. And because it's the 30-liter version, it's just inviting you to fill it up even more. I used to be kind of a maximalist when it came to traveling. I used to think I needed to have everything with me on every single trip. But it's not true. For example, if I'm traveling with my girlfriend, if we're taking a trip together, I don't need my YouTube gear. And if I'm going to an Apple event, I'm gonna be really busy. I don't need to bring the Nintendo Switch with me. So I pared what I travel with down, but I put a focus on it being adaptable so that given the kind of trip that I'm going on, I can bring the stuff that I want, but not everything. So I'm now using the Nomadic Luma camera bag. This is an 18-liter camera bag, a very big difference going to an 18-liter bag versus a 30-liter bag, which I was using before. Now, this is a camera backpack, and before everyone just shuts the video off, there's a reason why I like camera backpacks, even for just normal trips that I don't bring camera gear. They're adaptable, and I'll get into it throughout this whole video, but you can adapt the shelf systems because pretty much every camera backpack is some kind of shelf Velcro system. You can adapt them to whatever your needs need to be. I switched the layout of mine based on what I'm going to be doing for that trip. It's not a static layout that I use for every single time I grab this backpack. Now, what I love about this backpack is it's small. So it can go from being my everyday backpack that I just take down to the coffee shop to also the bag I travel with. I wanted a small backpack so I wouldn't overpack it. A big backpack like a 30 or 35-liter backpack is just inviting you to cram it full of stuff. And now guess what? You have this huge rock on your back. It's just heavy. And I know me, if I have space, I will cram extra camera lenses in there. I'll cram gaming gear in there. I'll cram clothes. I'll cram whatever I can possibly think I might need for that trip in there. And odds are I don't actually need it. Plus, the big benefit of this bag is it's always going to fit under a plane seat, so I don't ever have to worry about oh, is the carry-on overheads full, and am I going to have to check my backpack now, which would suck. This is just a great everyday bag for going to the coffee shop or traveling with. Doesn't matter. It just works for all the purposes. Now, there's actually 3 different ways to get to the main compartment in this backpack. There is this top part right up here that you can open up and you can get access to your stuff right, the top level stuff right here. There's also this side compartment right here. So if you have a camera, you can open this up and get quick access to things. I don't really use this compartment. I've never been a big fan of these small side compartments. I like the one on the Peak Design Everyday bag because you can just get access to everything. But these small ones where you get access to a little bit, I'm not a big fan of them. And then the other way you get access to the main compartment is just the main zipper, and it completely opens up. So it'll go, zips down all the way to the bottom, and you could just open it up like this. Now, like I said, the layout of mine changes kind of depending on the trip that I'm taking. Right now, it's more in the videography, photography setup than it is the normal, hey, let's just go on a weekend getaway or, take a trip, just me and my girlfriend or something like that. And as far as the shelf system goes, it's just Velcro separators. So it's, not proprietary. In fact, I took another Velcro separator out of a different backpack and put it in here, and it works perfectly. I just needed something that was a little bit smaller than what this one came with, and it fit perfectly in here. It's just Velcro, so it works perfect. This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Whenever I am traveling, doesn't matter where I'm going, whenever I'm connecting to unfamiliar Wi-Fi networks, I always make sure I have Surfshark on all of my devices. Surfshark is a VPN service that keeps you and your data safe. This isn't a, well, I have nothing to hide, so I have nothing to lose kind of thing. Whenever you connect to these open Wi-Fi networks in coffee shops, hotels, airports, they can see your traffic. And if their network is ever compromised, and trust me, they do get compromised, whoever got into those networks can also see your traffic as well, and they're not going to be as nice. Now, this isn't some marketing line. I used to work in IT. We did experiments to see if these claims were true, and they absolutely are. With Surfshark's VPN, your traffic is routed to secure servers, so no one can get access to it, including Surfshark. One of my favorite features about Surfshark is they don't keep logs. They use RAM-only servers, so even they can't see what you're up to. But VPN services aren't just used for privacy. You can use them to see the content library of other streaming services in different regions. You can also see price discriminations based on country as well. I use Surfshark whenever I'm away from my home network. Go to surfshark.com/lolly or use code lolly at checkout to get an extra 4 months of Surfshark VPN. My thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Okay, so I've been talking about adaptability, but I have some staples in this bag that never leave this bag whatsoever. When I come home, they stay in the backpack. They always live here. They are my staples. I'm going to need them no matter what. And the first one is a tech pouch or a dongle bag or whatever you want to call it. I'm actually not a huge fan of like dongle bags or something like that. It's actually something I really liked about the Peak Design Everyday bag was the pockets on the side. I use those instead of a tech dongle bag. But I found this one in my closet and I really like it. Okay, so let's just talk about what's in this dongle bag for a bit. So the very first thing that I absolutely set up when I get into a hotel room is the Mophie 3-in-1 charger. I've had this for a few years now and just absolutely love it. So it has 3 different charging stations. So it has a MagSafe Qi 2 charger right here in the center, so you can charge your phone. It has a charger for AirPods, and it has a charger for the Apple Watch. And it just has one USB-C port that goes into the Apple Watch side, and it powers all 3 of these. It folds up nice and neat, so it doesn't take up a ton of space. I love this thing. Absolutely love traveling with this. Then I carry 2 USB-C cables. These are Anker 240-watt braided USB-C cables with built-in cable ties. If you listen to my podcast, Comfort Zone, you will know this is the cable I tried to get Neely on to buy. I love these cables. I bought a bunch of these. These are like my standard go-to charging cables now. They're really nice quality. They're fast charging, faster than anything I need them for, and the built-in tie is really nice. So I have 2 of these. These are both 6 feet long because I don't want a ton of cable length to pack up. And then I just carry 1 charging brick with me. This is the Ugreen 160-watt charger. It has 4 charging ports, 3 USB-C and 1 USB-A. This right here is enough to charge everything I bring with me. iPad, Switch, phone, AirPods, watch, all the stuff that I travel with. This 1 brick will charge all of it at once. It's awesome. I love this thing. It is so nice. I don't bring any other power bricks. It's just this one. Flips down, plug it into the nightstand in your hotel room and charge everything up. Super great. Then I carry 1 Samsung T7. This is a 1 terabyte drive. This is the shielded version, so it's got kind of like the rubbery outside. It's supposed to be better for travel. I don't know. But it's nice to have an external drive to back up your media if you're doing like a photography trip, back up your SD cards. If you're doing a video trip, working with other people, you need to transfer media, internet's not great. This thing has been so handy over the years. I don't ever see a world where I don't travel without an external SSD for at the very least just backing up whatever I'm doing. Then I have a pro-grade CF Express and SD card reader. All my video stuff shoots to CF Express cards. All my photography stuff shoots to SD cards. This right here, I can just take this, plug it right into my iPad, move all the data over. CF Express cards are really fast. SD cards are not so fast, but I can get everything moved over, then backed up to that external drive. Just really handy to have so things aren't living on memory cards until I get home. Another thing I have in here is this 12 South, I forget what this is called, the Staygo. And this is just a USB-C port hub thing. It has very few ports on it, and that's why I kind of love it. It just has a headphone jack, USB-A, HDMI, and USB-C for power. And basically, all I use this for is if I have to give a presentation or a talk or something like that. This right here, I know I'm going to be able to plug into whatever projector system or whatever they've got, because they pretty much all run off of HDMI these days. This will work with my iPad, no problem. If somebody else needs this, they can borrow it. I don't use it very often, but it's super light, it's super small. most of the time I forget it's in here until I go, oh yeah, I need that thing. It's here. I can grab it. Super handy. And the last thing I have in here is just one really short, 10 gigabit per second USB-C cable. This will work with the Samsung T7, work with the extra or CF Express and SD card reader. This will even charge stuff if I just need another USB-C cable to charge something. It's just kind of the third USB-C cable, but it also does data. So that's the dongle bag. I'm actually not really sure where I got this from. There is a brand on here. It's Nahe, N-A-H-E. But I found this in my closet when I was kind of building out this backpack a few months ago when I got it. Again, no idea where it came from. I will try and find this or something very similar to it for the links for the description. I'm going to link everything in the description below so you can check out everything. But I really like this one. It has some separators built into it. It has some mesh pockets. All right, let's get back to the backpack and the other staples that are in here. So on this side of the backpack, when you open it up, it's got a few mesh pockets that I keep a couple of things in. So this first one right here is a Ugreen, what is it? It's 145 watt, 2500 milliamp hour external battery. It has two USB-C ports and a USB-A port and a display on the side so you can see what the battery percentage is. This thing is a beast, and it's not even the biggest battery I have, but what I like about it is it's got a slimmer profile compared to some of the other big batteries that I have. A lot of the other big batteries are really thick and they're long. This one is just wider and it's not as tall. So I like this one because it just fits really perfectly into this pocket right here, and I can close it up. It's not going to bang against anything. That's why I like this one. Like I said, it's not the biggest battery I've got, but it's the one that fits the best in this backpack. Then up here, I have a couple of other things. So I have the Canon LPE6H Elemento P camera charger battery pack thing. I hate this thing. It's too big. Canon, you've been using the same charger for years and years and years and years. Make it smaller already. Please. So that's kind of it for the staples in this main section. We're going to come back to this when I get to like the, adaptability and the different kind of setups I use. But I want to talk about a couple of other sections first. So as you would suspect, up here, there is a laptop compartment. And of course, I have my 13-inch iPad Pro. This is the M5 2 terabyte version. I always pretty much have the latest iPad Pro because that's what I work from. That's what I cover on here. It's what I use. The M5 has been nice and fast. I really love the fast charging in it, but it's really not that big of an improvement over the M4. I always have the Magic Keyboard case to travel with because typing, editing, it's just a lot nicer with the keyboard and trackpad. It's my laptop. It is my portable computer. It's my main computer. It's my on-the-go computer. This is what I do all my work from. Love this thing. Then on the front of the backpack, right up here at the top, there is kind of the quick access compartment that a lot of backpacks have. I have a few things in here. The first one's gonna not be a surprise to anyone. AirPods Pro 3. These are my go-to headphones now for everything, whether I'm working here in the studio or traveling. These are the only headphones I bring with me now. At one point, I used to travel with the AirPods Max. They're too big. They're too heavy. When I had a big backpack, fine, whatever. But they're way too big to take up precious real estate in here. AirPods Pro, they're small. Usually when I'm traveling, they end up in my pocket, honestly. But like if I'm going to a coffee shop or something like that, I will just throw them up here. I almost wonder if I should pick up another pair just for my backpack, but that kind of seems like overkill. Keep just a cleaning cloth to clean my iPad or glasses or whatever. iPhone battery. This is the Anchor something iPhone battery. It's fine. It does the trick when you're having a full day of flying. It'll kill your iPhone battery. I don't care if you have the iPhone Air or the iPhone Pro Max. It's just nice to have an extra battery to charge up your phone so you don't like have a dead phone and can't access your plane ticket or something like that. And then the last thing up here, and this is kind of interesting. So this is a stand for your iPhone. It's from the company Moft. Full disclosure, Moft was just recently a sponsor of mine, but I bought this myself. In fact, my friend Tom from the Bite Review channel told me about this. And what this is you put your phone on here and it unfolds, and this bottom portion folds up, folds out, and you have kind of like a tripod for your phone. I guess it's technically a bipod because it's only 2 points of contact, but you can put your phone there. It's great to have, like, if you need like a second screen while you're working, like, hey, I can throw a document on my iPhone and reference it, or an email or something like that and reference it. Or what it's really meant for is a tripod for taking photos or taking video or something like that. Also use it for that as well, but I'm trying hard not to focus on the YouTuber content creation side of things in this video because not everyone's a YouTuber. Surprise, right? So those are the staples, but I have 2 tips for you. Tip number 1, hide an AirTag somewhere in your bag. I don't care where, but make it hidden. I love watching like what's in my backpack videos, and in almost every single one of them, I always see an AirTag, and it's always right when they open up the main compartment. If your backpack was to ever get stolen, the very first thing that somebody that steals your backpack is going to do is take that AirTag and throw it away. So hide it somewhere. Maybe sew it into your backpack. I'm not going to show you where mine is because that would defeat the purpose. Just, hide it somewhere. The other thing is attach something to the outside of your backpack, especially if you have like a popular backpack, like a popular tech backpack. So I took like my WWDC lanyard that Apple gave everyone this year at WWDC, and I just attached it to the side. This backpack comes with this bongo tied thing that I don't really need for anything. So I attached it to the side, and now I know, hey, if I see this pink lanyard anywhere, that's my backpack. It says WWDC on the side. Apple didn't give out that many of these. Not many people are going to have this, but I know that's my backpack. All right, let's talk about the different setups of my backpack. And the first one I want to focus on is normal travel. Non-YouTuber related, non-work related, non-techie Christopher Lawley related. Just like, hey, I'm going on a trip with my girlfriend or family, getaway, whatever, that kind of setup. I pretty much always would bring the Nintendo Switch, and as of this year, now the Nintendo Switch 2. I got it in this Tom Talk case. My friend John Voorhees from Mac Stories recommended this case to me, and I love this case. It's kind of a hard shell case, and it's about as small of a profile as you're going to be able to get for the Nintendo Switch 2. It opens up. It's got a spot for if you have physical Switch games, has a spot to put those, and the Switch can go right in here. The only thing I don't like about it is also the thing that I love about it, is it's not big enough for me to put these Savage Raven grips on it that I talked about in my favorite Tech of the Year video. So if I do travel with this, I have to take those off. I can't really use them on the go. But if I'm traveling, I'm not playing the Switch like 8 hours straight. It's probably going to be okay for a couple hours to play like this and then put it away. But I do really like those ergonomic grips. That all being said, the Switch 2, one of my favorite pieces of tech this year. I have been playing so many games, whether they're Switch 2 games or backlog of Switch 1 games. It's probably been my most used console this year. Now, if I do want something smaller, say my backpack's pretty filled up, I don't think I'm going to have a ton of time to play video games, but I will probably at some point during a trip have some downtime. And usually like when I have downtime, I like to play games. It helps me shut off my brain. And if I don't want to bring the Switch, I will bring the Analog Pocket. Now, the Analog Pocket is a really interesting device to me. You can use this like a lot of handhelds now to where you can run, you can emulate ROMs and stuff on here. So if you have Game Boy games and you made your own ROMs, because that's definitely the only way you would do that, you could play them this way, or you can put in Game Boy games on the back. I actually have a copy that I got off of Etsy of Pokemon Unbound. If you know about ROM hack Pokemon games, that's what I've been playing lately on this thing, and I love this. It's a much bigger screen than the original Game Boy. You can play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo games on here. It has D-pad, A, B, X, Y, start, select, and it has left and right buttons right here on the back. And like I said, you can load up ROMs on a micro SD card, or you can just slot in your Game Boy cartridge and start playing This thing is great. There are much cheaper handheld devices that you can get that have that you can emulate games on and stuff like that, but I got the Analog Pocket during COVID. I haven't really seen much of a reason to get something different because this works for me. It charges via USB-C even, so this has been really good to travel with, especially if I don't want to take up a lot of space in my bag, but I know I'm going to want to play games. Now, one trip that I did with this backpack was just an overnight trip. It was just going to be literally needed one change of clothes. I didn't need to bring video gear, camera gear, anything like that. It was just one night change of clothes. So I actually took all the compartments out of this, rolled up my clothes tight, and I was able to fit one pair of clothes and toiletries in here, which is kind of nice. Like if you just have one overnight trip, you don't want to bring a suitcase, you don't want to bring a big backpack. This did the trick. I took out all the dividers and it worked. Now, something else with this backpack that I will bring is a water bottle. They have a water bottle holder right here on the side. I forgot to grab mine before I started filming. That's why mouth is getting dry too because of that. But you can also fit tripods in here as well. It works, tripods, water bottles, it has the spot for them, and it's magnetic too, so if you don't have anything, it just goes flush. Nice. Now, the other kind of setup that I will do is videography and photography, and they're pretty similar, some smaller gear changes, like if I'm doing photography, obviously I don't need audio gear, but that's what this backpack is currently set up for right now. Now, normally, right up top is where my camera would go. If I want to just open up that top compartment, I could grab my camera, but right now I just have a lens here because I'm using my camera to film. But this is the lens that I primarily travel with, and it's the lens that I primarily use for all my B-roll as well. This is the Canon RF 24-70 f2.8 L series lens. It's super wide, so I can take nice wide landscape photos. It can zoom into 70 millimeters, so I can take really nice portrait shots, and everywhere in between. It's got a really nice throw. It works really good. I also really like the action ring. I know not everyone is a huge fan of it on the Canon RF line. I love it for adjusting the ISO. Really nice for that. Yeah, this is just a great lens. Like, this is the lens I primarily use for everything but my A-roll. My A-roll, I have a prime lens, and that's probably what you're going to see in the B-roll for this video. But this is a great lens. It's usually attached to my Canon R5, but I am upgrading my camera gear here really soon. In fact, as soon as Canon ships it, I will be shooting everything on the Canon C50 going forward that I am really excited about. It's my first cinema camera. But if I'm going to do like a photography only trip, the R5 is probably what I'm going to go for because it's the better stills camera, but the C50 is the better video camera. Now, I also have in here a battery case. I like this one. It's also from Nomadic. It's magnetic, so it seals. Really nice. And the Canon LPE6NH, whatever these things are called, they fit in here perfectly. I can fit 3, which is more than I will need in a day. I also have a Nomadic SD card case, and this is not just SD cards, but I also have CF Express cards. Normally this is full, but a bunch of my cards are in various places, including the camera. But SD cards, this page will be CF Express, and then there's a zipper compartment for like micro SD cards as well. If I'm going to be doing anything with my iPhone, I need a second camera, any kind of shooting with an iPhone, I will bring this right here. This is from Moment, and it's a MagSafe tripod adapter that you can use so you can put your phone on there, you can film with it, there's a cold shoe mount so you can attach like an external drive or a microphone or something like that if need be. Really handy to have, and I just keep this plate on it all the time. This is the Arca Swiss plates, and that's what attaches to all of my tripods. So like these just stay on all my cameras and I can just clamp them right in. Also have this right here. This is the DJI wireless mic system. This comes with a receiver and 2 mics, so I can plug this into my camera, or I can just record locally to this and then use the USB-C cable to transfer that stuff off. The mics sound great. They come in this case, which charges everything, and then it just one USB-C cable into this case to charge it. When you open it up, it'll tell you how much battery life it has. Love, love, love this setup. This is the only mic system I travel with now. I don't travel with shotgun mics or anything like that. I just travel with this. It makes my life so much easier. When I do any filming outside the studio, these are super handy. Then I also have an ND filter for the 24-70 lens right here. This is really nice. It's a variable ND filter. What ND filters are is they're essentially sunglasses for your lenses. So when you're shooting outside, you can put this on and it cuts down the exposure, so you don't have to change camera settings or something like that. So you don't have to shoot like you know, with like at f16 or something like that. You can shoot at f1.8, get that shallow depth of field, but not everything's overexposed when you're shooting outside. That's what this is. This is the 2 to 5 stop one. If I'm going to do any video stuff, I'm probably going to need a tripod. I have 2 different tripods I will travel with, and it's kind of a judgment call on which one I will bring with me. I never bring both. The first one is this travel tripod. You've probably seen a bunch of vloggers use this one if you watch that kind of YouTube. I don't use it like that, to be honest. If I vlog, whenever I do vlog, I have really long arms. I just hold the camera by the lens. I just do this. I don't put a tripod on there, try to extend it out. I don't need to. I have really long arms. I can just do this. But what is nice about this is it's small. It doesn't take up a ton of space. It uses that same plate that I was showing you guys earlier for the iPhone, so I can just slide that right in. But it just opens up like this. Boom. There you go. You have your tripod. It's from PGY Tech. Pretty nice. Again, I'll link to everything in the description below. If I need a bigger, more full-service tripod, I have the Peak Design Everyday Tripod. I like this one because it packs up really small. Like that is small for a full-size tripod. That's really small. It extends out to be really big. It's just a nice tripod. I like it. It works really good. I know some people have complaints that it gets really loose. See these screws on the side? It comes with this tool. Just tighten those up right there. Super easy. For me, at this point in my life, I need gear and a system that adapts to my needs. Not everything is going to be the same all the time. So having a backpack and a travel setup that can adapt to whatever I need it to be at any given moment is really important to my flow. So I'm not carrying a 50-pound backpack full of gear that I'm not using. Having this 18-liter backpack is perfect because it limits what I can bring with me. So I'm just bringing the essentials. I'm not overdoing it. I had stuff in my backpack that I had bought that I had never actually used on any trip whatsoever. That's just extra dead weight. This system works really well for me, and I hope you all got something out of this. I would love to hear what is in your tech travel bags. Let me know in the comments below. My thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.